welcome back. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I've been looking for a POV camera or a point of view camera for competition shooting, something that gives you a good perspective of being behind the gun and that just makes you feel like you're there. And I think I've found it. It's the ContourHD. For the past couple of years I've been borrowing competition DVDs, his camera setup, and he has basically a Viosport about the size of a lipstick container mounted to the underside of the bill of your hat with some cables connected to an Arcos DVR, which is about the size of a wallet, and it fits in your back pocket once you get it going. It's pretty nice, but you know, it's an older camera setup, so the resolution's a little lower, and I'm just looking for something of my own that I can go out and use a little bit more. And if you saw my new beginner video, what to expect if you're a new shooter, rather, I filmed that with this camera. But my other cameras that I used or tried out, I didn't really care for them that much. This one here I like much better. It's still a little big and bulky the way I have it mounted, but let's go over the details of this. It comes with a little cheesy lens cap, which I'm sure I'm going to lose sometime or another. And on the back side, you slide this up right here. You have a micro SD card slot and a mini USB cable. And this is where your battery goes. It's just a little slide out of the way, pops out. And just like the Wild View camera I did a review on my hunting channel, I'll put a link to that earlier. It looks just like a cell phone battery, but it goes right in there. These hold a charge pretty well too, just like your cell phone. You can charge it up and leave it for days. The power button is this little guy right there, and then we have a high and low switch. Now the high and low switch is going to set the resolution that you choose. High resolution, low resolution. Alright, well this thing records in 1080p, and you can, using the included software, you can connect this up to your computer and say, I want the high switch setting to be 1080p at 60 frames per second, and I want the low to be 1080 at 30 frames per second, or 720 frames per second, or VGA for that matter. So you can set your high and low to the selection that they give you. They give you some choices of how you want to set that in the software. And I read a few reviews and I've seen a few YouTube videos where people are using this and they're saying, man, the audio is just horrible. And it is. When I first got it and tried it out, I mean, it was almost inaudible. I can't, my words. You couldn't hear it. It was so quiet. Well, if you load the software that comes with it, you can go in there and you can adjust the gain. And I think the max was something like 59. But I noticed if you set it to 59 or the max, whatever it is, it's a little distorted. The sound is distorted. But if you back it off to say 50 out of the scale of, I believe, 59, I'm getting pretty decent audio. And then, like I said, if you saw my videos of the new shooter, what to expect, the audio was not bad at all for this thing. But anyways, so I usually run it with high, just because I think I have my low setting to another, like a 720 or something. Setting it to low resolution will give you more memory space, and I think you can put a 16 gig card in here. I believe I have an 8 right now. Yeah, so I have an 8, and still, even with 8, that gives you plenty of recording. This thing is mainly marketed, when I've seen it in the past, marketed towards snowboarders and skiers and stuff, and they have it mounted to their helmet. It has a huge switch on the top for recording. To power it on, hold the button, it'll beep. There we go. Usually, there we go. Okay, so you get some lights that come on in the back here, and then on the front here, it'll give you a green indicator. And to record, you simply, this is where it comes in handy if you're snowboarding or something, or wearing big bulky gloves. Flip that. It should beep one more time. Sometimes I did notice with this, it's still green, so it's not recording, even though it says it's recording. You have to hit this switch hard. This is one flaw that I've seen. So there we go. you know, make sure you positively actuate that switch. So now we're recording, it turns to orange, and we're recording at 1080 or high definition, whatever you set it as. Up here on the front, let me go ahead and stop that. It beeps twice when it's off, goes back to green. Suppose you're setting this up on your helmet or hearing protection or hat. In my case, I'm going to show you the mount that I'm going to use. But you don't know if you're level or not. So, you know, I don't know how many times I've hooked up my point of view camera or competition DVDs and filmed some stuff and my head was canted. Makes you angry because you just lost that one moment. It's like taking the picture of that one in a lifetime chance and screwing it up. Well, this thing here allows you to momentarily press the power button, and it shoots some lasers at pretty, I mean, these are real lasers like on your gun. So it's going to show you the position of the lens. So I'm holding it perfectly level, pointing at the middle of that board, and press it. It goes off after a minute or so. Let me press again. Okay, so this is going to be in the middle of your screen when you film this. So then you can take the bezel of the camera, and you have a little indicator here, and you can turn that, and you can see the lasers turn. So you can actually adjust for that. Let me turn it back on. You can adjust for that cant that you might have, or if you have it mounted on a helmet or something on the round portion and it's getting you some kind of torque to your camera, you can adjust for that right here. So that's a pretty cool feature, not to mention that alone, since you don't have a viewfinder to tell what you're actually looking at. So get those lasers at whatever you're looking at is going to be the middle of your viewfinding screen. In this case, it'd be right in the middle of my screen. You'd be watching those lasers right there. So the mounting system, let's go to the mounts. It came with two mounts. I'm going to turn the power off. Alright, now we're off. It came with two mounts and the cheesy lens cover, like I said. This one here is, I believe, what they call the goggle strap. If you ski or anything like that, you know how thick those goggle straps are. It fits in here and under here. And then it has, well, I'm using it on my hearing protection. This little gizmo right here snaps out of your hearing protection and then pops into here by just pressing these little buttons. I'm going to leave this right where it is. I'm not going to take it out, but I'm probably not going to use this whatsoever. But I went out and bought some hearing protection, some low profile ones, because I want to get this camera as close to my head as possible. And I'm right-handed, so I'm going to wear them on the right side of my head like this, so that the camera's looking at the gun from my right side. And as mentioned, or maybe in another video or so, about camera position, I kind of tilt my head forward when I'm shooting, kind of to look down the barrel. So I need this, the camera's going to line up right along here. I need that extra cant to the camera in order to see the sights when I shoot. And let's go ahead and mount this. But this is fully rotational. It comes with some super badass double-sided stick tape. These little rails on the camera simply slide right in, and there we go. As mentioned in other times, mounting a camera on your body wherever is not cool. I mean, you're not going to pick up chicks that way, so you just got to throw all coolness out the door when you're doing stuff like this, and just say, screw it, this is what I need in order to capture the moment. So if I was sitting straight up and looking at the camera, my contour camera would be looking at the sky, but once I go to shoot, I tip my head a little bit further, and there you go. So it lines up perfectly with my gun in this position. But as I'll roll some video footage in here, what you see is you're getting this angle of the camera, and I'm exaggerating here, but it's looking at the gun from the right hand side, so it doesn't give you that point of view Doom video game look that I want. So I'm going to not use this unless I'm in a pinch or something. So I was trying to figure out, how do I get that in front of my face? Well, I had a mag light light holder that you mount to the wall, and I think this was for the C or the D size, but it's not the right size for this regardless. So what I did was I took a lighter and melted the edges a little bit, just kind of warped it some, and made it just the right size to fit into the hat. So now it snaps right in there. and all I did was I drilled through the bill of this hat and mounted it straight on there. And this is the hat, and this is the camera setup that I used for that new shooter video, and it seemed to work really good. And once you snap this in, you know, you obviously have to actuate the recording and then snap it in and then put the hat on. So there's a few steps to this, but to filming anything there's a few steps to it. But the good thing is, when you have to turn the recording on and then put it in, you're actually knowing you're recording, and as opposed to just having it up there flipping the switch and going, okay, it's on. But this seemed to work pretty well. It's a little bulky, and I had to mount it further towards the edge of the bill to keep that from getting close to my forehead. It looks like it would block your view, but it doesn't. I mean, if you're standing there talking to someone or looking around, yeah, it's in your way and it's kind of bulky. But when the buzzer goes off and you draw your gun and you raise it up and you look at those sights, that is all you see. Is you see sights and you see targets. This thing just completely disappears. And the same for the Viosport that I've been using for years now. It looks like it's big and bulky in the wires, but man, I tell you, once that buzzer goes off, you do not see it. I guess you got tunnel vision or something. But this setup here, I really like. I think this is how I'm going to use it for future point of view video. I'm not sure exactly about how I would do rifle. I know they come with a Picatinny mount for this, but I haven't seen it yet. I haven't gone out and purchased one yet. This is mainly for pistol shooting. You seem to get the most out of pistol shooting with these point of view cameras. Okay, well, enough about the camera. Let's show you what comes in the box. It comes with a standard mini USB cable. It comes in a really cool box. Here's the picture. You know, the dude mounting it on his glasses or his goggles. See the strap right there? The mount was actually mounted inside here. But it's a real fancy box with some plexiglass. You know, I guess it looks a little bit more impressive that way. And it came with your instruction manual. And the software, the Storyteller software, I believe is what they call it. It came loaded on the camera itself. So once you plug this in to charge it to your computer, you can download that and install it. And my computer that I do most of my video editing on, I had an issue with it. It will not install properly, but it installed on my laptop. So I'm able to at least program this, which is cool because then I can take my laptop to the range and I could make adjustments on the fly if I have to. But to be honest, I don't see myself making any adjustments to software now that I have it set up. Also, you know, this is tight. This is kind of bulky for throwing in your range bag and traveling. So what I did was I went out and I got me one of these little Plano pistol boxes. And this is, I guess this is for like a old pocket pistol or a snub nose 38 or something, but it happens to be the perfect size for putting the camera in. So now I can take my camera, especially when it's raining or dusty or something, I can take off the hat, put it in here, close it up, throw it in my range bag, not have to worry about my $250 retail camera getting damaged. But well, that's it for the ContourHD. If you have any questions or comments, please ask and I'll try to answer them. And if you have any better mounting suggestions for the Contour, you let me know. There's a lot of other people out there on YouTube that are using the Contour and in different positions, mainly on the hearing protection. And I'm just not too keen on the camera angle that it gets at. But if you can find something a little better, let me know, because I will change it up. It's not that big an issue, especially if it looks better. Anyways, thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more shooting and gun-related videos.